and still covering the presidency up to this moment, who understands what it means for the president of a nation to depart a few years after leaving office, and who understands also the protocol of how this kind of activity or function will be covered. He was there in 2010 when the former president, Umar Musa YarAdua's, died. So he understands this quite well. He will be joining us any moment from now. But right now, all attention is at the ambulance that the boot, the trunk, is being closed, suggesting that in the next few minutes, that journey will commence from Katsina to Daura, the home of the former president. Military officers lined up there. Waiting for the body to leave the airport before they will return to as we were. The state of Katsina and the town of Daura would be wearing a completely different look from what it has been in the past. Yes, Katsina State had seen this before in 2010 because former President Umar Musa YarAdua's also was from Katsina State. So they had seen this before, but not quite recent. Then Daura, the small community where the former president comes from, will be receiving the kind of guests. Yes, they would have been used to receiving, dignitaries before, having a son like Buhari come from the community, but not in this mood, not in a mood where sadness and pain and agony to some would be the right word, the right mood that they are in, unlike what they used to have before, celebrations and all of that. Even when elections are lost, it's not like this, because this is a complete closure to the life of a man who meant different things to different people.
Indeed, he's been regarded as a leader who served Nigeria at a time of peace and also in a time of war. A legacy that was worthy of emulation in many areas. This is a point of retrospection, especially for leaders, most stakeholders in Nigeria's political space. As Nigeria mourns the passing of a leader, what remains is not just the memory of this leader. Musa, how significant is this moment, especially for those who have served Nigeria like he did?
There are a number of situations where the input of a former leader becomes very necessary. There are moments when a former leader had experienced certain things and will need to guide or advise the current office holder. What this moment means is that that chapter is closed as far as Muhammadu Buhari is concerned. Whatever tips, whatever insight, whatever guidance the current office holders will need from him, they can no longer get it. A lot of people will be celebrating what they will regard as the legacies of the former president. Whether we like it or not, he served Nigeria and has left a lot of footprints in several parts of the country that he will be remembered for. Many would argue that he was nepotistic. That's their point of view. But we have evidence. We have evidence to show that he cared for different parts of the country. One of the most people that would claim to be neglected the most now has something that several governments in the past had used for campaign, and that was the second Niger Bridge. It was a campaign item for almost all the administrations we've had in Nigeria, particularly during the democratic dispensation. But it was Muhammadu Buhari that came in and completed that project, that the regular traffic gridlock that tied people down on the Niger Bridge for several days, particularly during December period, is now a thing of the past, that people can access and travel freely using the bridge. For that alone, a lot of people from that part of the country had been very grateful and would always remember his service to Nigeria at that point. There are several other things that people will talk about that he left. He embarked on rail system, and Nigerian rail system saw a lot of revolution within the period, that you can access different parts of the country by train rather. And that was not a very cheap thing to achieve. The agriculture activities in Nigeria saw a boost. Yes, the closure of the border at some point will be seen as something negative, but it has its own positive impact, because a lot of people went into farming, and that revolutionized our agricultural sector. A lot of such instances are there for everyone to see.
Indeed, there's a whole lot that can be said about the man, Muhammadu Buhari, from the Daura Emirate, who left Nigeria on the 27th of February this year to London in the United Kingdom, and now is returning in this very somber and solemn moment. He's someone you can call Daura, perhaps Daura's most important, most distinguished export, as it were. But now that community has, lost this worthy son of the soil. So it's really a somber moment. And like we mentioned earlier, we have our correspondent on the ground who will be telling us how the mood is there, and we're bringing us all the details even as interment takes place. Any moment now, the convoy would leave the Umar, Musa, YarAdua's there. We have live pictures of the vehicles lined up there. Any moment now, they would move, proceed to Daura, which you understand is about, okay, they're leaving already now. They're leaving already. And from there, they would move to Daura, which is about an hour and 20 minutes distance.